This is Fantasy Football Till Death.
We're back, Sam.
We're back.
We're back. As of right now, we are a few days away from the official halfway mark of the fantasy football season.
It really flies by, doesn't it?
Just now cooking.
Yeah.
It's flying by. Ladies and gents, welcome back to another episode of the FFtilD Death podcast. Thomas and Sam back with you as always. It is October, what are we? Wednesday, October 15th. The season is flying by. It's almost Halloween. Do you have an outfit for Scarlett? By the way? I haven't asked you.
Dude, no, because it was just July and now it's October. We've talked about it in passing. Like, we should get an outfit. But no, we don't have one. You guys have one.
If you guys do one, are you thinking like a family-oriented one?
That was the idea. Yeah, but I mean, we have nowhere to go to wear them. Just wear them around the house.
You could probably come with us to, we're going to go down to Hannah's parents' house. I was thinking about close. Close. I was thinking that PSA, we just did a nice workout followed by sauna and cold plunge combo multiple times. I'm like zenned out. Yeah. I'm like zonked. I'm going to be honest. I haven't felt this sort of like body relaxation since I was swinging around in Bali on my honeymoon. It's been a while.
Nice, huh?
Been a steep decline since then. But yeah, it feels really nice.
It's been downhill since the honeymoon.
Not Hannah's parents, although I was thinking as I was going to ask you, you could go down to Hannah's parents first and then link up with us at Elaine's house and trick or treat all of us together in her neighborhood. That's the plan that we had.
Is that on Halloween, Friday?
I think so. Is Halloween Friday?
People do trick or treat on Halloween. I don't think they don't typically go.
Is it a Friday or a Saturday?
That's a great question. I don't know. Chat, you'll let us know.
Let us know. Hey, Ben, if you're listening, and this is easy. This is about 3 minutes of listen. Oh, it is Friday. All right. It's Friday. So give us a pumpkin, Ben, and a cheese. Pumpkin cheese.
Ooh.
Does that work? Does that work? Yeah. So Beckham is going to be a skunk. We thought that was really fitting.
Like Frankie LePew?
No, not. He's not that skunked out. He doesn't have that really. Actually, it's somewhere around here. Maybe Jess took it down to her mom's house to kind of brag about it, but it's really cute.
That's
Jess
great.
sent me this site with all of these different kids costumes and said, "Hey, pick the ones that you like." And so I made this list. I loved them all, and she's like, "None of those were really in my top 10, but I'll pick the one that I like the most out of the group." It's freaking sick.
It's a skunk.
It's a skunk.
I love it.
So we're stuck. I'm stoked to take him. We still want to go to the pumpkin patch. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah. I mean, the holidays get on you so fast and then they're just like over. And there's, you like wait all year to go do all the holiday stuff. And then it's like, well, the holidays are over.
But don't you feel like there's even more pressure now as a parent to like experience them so that your kid experiences it?
And just have the pictures and the memories and Yeah.
Have you done anything fall-y for Scarlett so far?
This year, no.
Yeah.
No, we haven't done anything.
Well, it just kind of started, right?
I guess, yeah.
Mid-October, October 15th.
It's been going for a month. No,
we should plan that pumpkin patch, though.
Let's do it.
So when does Hannah get back?
Sunday.
Hannah's in Europe. How crazy is that? Sam the dad is dadding out hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the help
we'll do it. We'll do it. We're gonna get our fall on league with your help.
Get your fall on. If you have a kid, take them to the pumpkin patch. I haven't yet, never in my life, but that's the plan. Anyways, we're marching on to week 7. Week 6 is in the books. So of course we have to give our little week 6 recap. Some big wins by some people, some familiar losses as well. I'm just going to go from what I'm looking at top down, Sam. Unseen Blade lined up against Meat Coated Skele. Once again, team is pretty good when Rico Dowdle scores 30. Hopefully that happens every matchup the rest of the year. But fortunate to take the W there over Graham, 168-82, moving to 5-1, and Graham falls to 2-4. We had Custom Made lining up against the Shadow Brigade, Griffin Hunter and you, Sam, a battle of the room, as you called it.
And one of us was going to get out. Yeah.
One of you was going to get out, and I guess Not to foreshadow, but maybe one of you didn't get out. But a good showing. You get a 30 ball on a Thursday night by Crazy Scatman. That must have felt good, huh?
That's always great. Going into the weekend with that kind of performance always is great.
Yeah, it's fun to have a guy score 30 on Thursday. You take the matchup 110-69 over Griffin Hunter. Griffin moves to 1-5. You climb to 2-4. We had the Golden Age lined up against Kendall. No pride, no data. This one went into Monday night looking like a true coin flip. Within a matter of seconds, it looked less like a coin flip and more like something that was decided early on. As how do you say his name? How do you formally say Bijan, or what's his name? Bijan.
Yeah.
He delivered fast and strong for Mr. Ben, and Ben takes the dub 96-67. What looked like a photo finish ends up being a rout. Ben improves to 5-1. Kendall falls to 2-4. Ben looks inevitable at this point. And, the software, I told Ben this, the software has been, even before this week, projected with a 10-4 record and by far the easiest strength of schedule when you take into consideration buys and matchups.
Oh, wow.
So an already magical season so far for Ben, even before this week, was meant to continue based on what the software says.
It's so nice to go into the meat of bye weeks with a 5-1 record and room to spare. And way to go, Ben.
Let's go, Ben. Well deserved after a really tough stretch. The Outlier took on Griffin Springfield, 6 the hard way. And the Outlier did what the Outlier does, a big win, and poured it on 134-111. Brendan was the subject of a couple of trades leading up to last week. The trades as of last week looked good. Brendan continues his season-long points streak and takes down Griffin Springfield. He goes to 4-2. Tripp goes to 2-4, but still definitely on the upswing for Big Tripp there. Casey's $1,500 team took on Jason Poetic Justice, and he fell 87-135. We're going to touch on the state of the teams here right after this recap, but great showing by Jay's team. After a couple down weeks, really seeing some things turn around from some guys that had been slow for him. So positive momentum there for Jay. And then lastly, Titan Reaper took on the Lucanine. Evan fell 79-106 to Luke, moving to 3-3, and Luke jumps to 4-2. So after 6 weeks, the divisions as we stand, in set it and forget it, Jason is atop at 4-2 with the 3-0 division record. He's followed by Luke at 4-2 with the 2-1 division record. Then we have Griffin Springfield at 2-4 and Graham at 2-4. Singing the Bonnie Blues, our heralded division. I'm atop at 5-1. Ben right there tied at 5-1 with me. Then Evan at 3-3 and you at 2-4, but I've won 2 out of the last 3. So don't look now. And then lastly, almost ringless, the Outlier, Brendan Hurley, sits atop at 4-2, followed by Kendall at 2-4, Casey at 2-4, and Griffin Hunter at 1-5.
Yeah, there we go. Let's do a quick just mini segment on the spot here. Risers and fallers within the division. We can just go quick. Set it and forget it. You touched on it, but Spring, I know he takes another L this week, but his team's looking like it's getting into true form here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Luke continues to chug along. Jay is a little bit interesting here. 4-2, really good early season performance. I think the question with his team now is, are Ladd and BTJ here to stay, or is it going to be a little bit up and down? And Graham, unfortunately, just the running back factory this time around is not really paying dividends. Saquon with a real tough game last week. We'll see if this ETN trade works out down the stretch. Anything to say there on that division? Yeah,
I think that division is wide open. I look at Spring's team, and one of the things that I think has been separating teams this year, as far as maybe not so much as record goes, but just like overall body of work and performance, especially like in the points categories, having those anchors on the team, those elite anchors are just one of the rare value like strikes. There haven't been many of them this year. And I look at Griffin Springfield's team, and, he hits big time on Jacobs. That's like one of those, at least as of right now. And it doesn't look like that's changing really. Strikes gold on that. As a true anchor of the squad with crazy upside. And then he has the best value pick of the year so far, I think, in Javonte Williams. Yeah. Just horse role in that offense that moves the ball all over the place and scores a lot of points. So when you have those, you strike gold, and you have that anchor, elite anchor. If you just have really, solid guys around you, you're going to have a really, really good team. And that's what Griffin's team is sort of rounding into form with. He'll have to figure out, I think, the upside of the wide receiver room. Maybe Mike can come back and solidify that. Sutton, if he can get consistent, will be that for him. But Daniels now is back and getting healthy. He made that trade with that, purpose of having an elite quarterback. So you combine that with those other pieces, and I think the trajectory is pointing up for Griffin, and you've seen it in the last few weeks. He has a really high point total the last 3 or 4 weeks. So definitely rebounding from that early start, despite that loss last week. And I look at Jay's team, you're right. A lot of things came together. So the BTJ aspect, I just at a 100-foot view, I think that actually looks really encouraging from what we're kind of hearing. Now, I think Lane Combs came out and said that he wants to get Hunter more involved as well in that number one role. I don't know if you can put the genie back in the bottle after BTJ's performance there, because it really worked for him. I question the Higgins side, but it looks like Jay's, really off him to begin with. And then Alvin, who knows what's going to go on with him. But, if Ladd can be the guy that Jay drafted, Jay's team is going to have a really high floor, because he had just been struggling because all of those guys were striking out. Yeah, so if he even just gets one or one and a half of those guys going, the Warren, Jonathan Taylor combo is going to really raise his floor. So
100%.
We'll see. We'll see in the next couple of weeks whether this was an inflection point or whether it dips back down for Jay with those guys. But really encouraging week. Luke, that Dak pickup really strengthens that quarterback room. Pickens has been a godsend. Hasn't really even gotten Nico going. Derek's been down, and he's still finding ways to win. So I'm really curious to see Luke's team, whether it continues to soar or whether it starts plateauing a little bit, because there are some question marks littered in that lineup. And then, Graham, just tough go so far. Not just the record, but just some of these performances across the board have really hindered, I think, some of the asset value, right? And he thinks the same way, but they're not depleted in the sense that they can't immediately turn it around. Saquon's still Saquon. Kieran's been good. Pittman's been solid, even though he had a down game. So Caleb has shown encouraging signs as a fantasy quarterback, if you wanted to go that direction. So, it's just a matter of one good week. Yeah, it's probably going to boost some of the trade value. And if he can flip and get a wide receiver to sort of anchor that group, I think his team will be solid moving forward. So
maybe
really interested to see.
Yeah. Maybe it will be Travis Hunter. Moving on to, let's go down to almost ringless. Brendan just appears to have figured it out on day one and continues to crush, making trades, making deals, and his team just keeps getting better. Even if consensus is against him on a trade or whatever, he's got the nose for it, works out in his favor. And he's just been like that since he came back in the league a few years ago. Like, he just has a nose for it. Obviously, you and him had a trade last week. DK ends up on Brendan's squad for a net 17-point gain, I think, and helping him win. He's going to see if Chase Brown can develop now that they've got superstar Joe Flacco at quarterback. Brendan's team just
how about that trade with you guys, though? It's like it couldn't have worked out, I think, better for both people.
The Rashad White
Drake
trade? May trade. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. It happens, and Bucky happens to be out for 3 weeks, and Rashad slides right into that role. Actually outproduces Bucky. Almost has sort of that like Waddle Tyreek sort of effect, where Bucky with White kind of somewhat in the picture, was a little bit capsized to start the season as far as the ceiling goes. Rashad comes in with no Bucky, gets even more usage than Bucky was getting, and actually I think has been better points per game in the 2 weeks that he started than Bucky was. So.
Yes.
And Drake May popping off. So
yeah. So team just looking good. Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday. You know, I was looking, would there have been any weeks I would have started Rashad probably last week over, probably over Montgomery.
You would have started him, I think, both weeks over Montgomery.
Yeah. Well, maybe not
That's
week one. Who knows, right? It's a coin flip, but yeah, Drake May just obviously being a top 10 quarterback is sick. So that trade just works out for everyone. The rest of the division there and almost ringless is looking a little suspect. Obviously, Casey's been dealing with a slew of things that have happened to him this year. Hopefully that's turning around with Jamar Chase and aforementioned Joe Flacco. Hunter gets CD back this week, hypothetically, potentially. JJ back from bye. Are they going to stick with Carson Wentz? Or are they going back to JJ McCarthy in Minnesota? Let's see how things look from the back half of the season for everyone that's not Brendan in that division.
It's an interesting division. I don't think we have to sugarcoat it. There's been a lot of hardship, I would say, for the three teams below Brendan there. Kendall, after a hot 2-1 start, he's dealt with a couple of injuries of his own, but then also some, underperformers, looking like running back potentially might be an area of need for him. Kittle coming back, maybe that, swings the tide a little bit. Wilson looks banged up. So, Debo's been a little bit banged up. McLaurin comes back. Who knows what that does to him. So I'm sure Kendall's working the room, trying to figure out ways to get some momentum on his side. So I'm curious to see what he does. Yeah. Casey's just been, I guess, kind of letting it ride. I think when you have those elite talents, it is hard. Like, it's hard to figure out something that makes sense for you. I mean, even a couple weeks ago when Casey beat me, and when you see Woody Marks go for 26, you're like, oh, thank goodness I didn't trade the other guys because I had them in the lineup. And then, I had to slide in a running back that scores 26. Makes it sort of patch up the areas that might need some help. So I don't know how much longer he goes without swinging something. I don't know if he's just sort of in let it ride mode and wait and see. But yeah, at a certain point, I think that it hasn't really impacted him all that much, though. You look at, besides last week, he scored 87, but the 2 weeks before that, he was over 120. So who knows? And Griffin Hunter, at 1-5 now, he's, stood pat to try to get his team healthy. And now it's looking like that's pretty close to happening. He's had the Vikings bye week come and go. So I don't know if there's a move to be made, if it's going to happen at this point, because it probably would have already happened. And now he's sort of nearing that point in the season where, he's going to see if his team, as he constructed it, can go on a run. So I'm not sure. Obviously, the Bill performance against the Bears is discouraging. It looked like a potential smash spot coming off his, potential breakout the week before against the Chargers. I didn't expect that. I have Bill in the Boise League, and I was thinking he was going to have a big game. So that's big time disappointing. And then Pollard there, that's just tough. It's looking like he's going to be seating work to Spears. So I don't know. I don't know if Griffin makes a move because he hasn't yet, and he's wants to get his boys back together and see if he can go on a run. So we'll see. But not a lot of positive movement there in that bottom three of that division.
All right, and that leaves our division. Obviously, congratulations on the diamond status. Does that come with a card? Does it come to
entry into most major airport lounges?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Keys to the champagne room. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, automatic business class upgrade, international flights. So
that's fantastic. So I don't really know much about the rankings, but Spring mentioned that you can now get into prestige leagues. What does that mean?
I have no idea. He has mentioned that to me before. But I didn't really deep dive into it much and check it out. But I don't know. I don't
like you and Cecil Lammy
or something. I have no idea. But yeah, obviously you kind of have to have a pretty sustained run of luck to string together season after season of it not swaying sort of back and forth. I think it's pretty normal to hover around 500 or just over 500, and 8-6 is a good season. I've always thought 8-6 is a good season. It gets you in, and it's just really about making the playoffs and trying to peak at the right time and get in, and you have a chance. And so that's how I've always approached it. Obviously the last few years has been pretty fortunate. And, to get that level in the app, you have to have a lot better than hovering around 500 for a while. And so, just in that, I guess that golden age of luck with the teams.
Well, congratulations!
So
congratulations!
It's just it's a cool thing to see, but that's all it is.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
But it's cool. Ben 5-1. We talked about his team a little bit. Looking solid, looking like a nice smooth gravel path ahead, like with some nice trees and mountains and nature and some deer saying what's up. Nice little nature walk.
5-game winning streak is no joke.
Yeah, 5-game winning streak. And then Evan's team, boom or bust. We've said that from the beginning. But unfortunately losing Puka, who's probably, unquestionably was the number one dude this year. The one that if we could all go back, I think everyone would be like, we want him on our team. But some bright spots here. Drake London starting to look like the guy that he drafted. And what a fine Jake Ferguson is. I'm pretty sure he picked him up on off the wire. This guy is, I think, the tight end 1 overall this year, looking like he's set for a nice stretch here at the end of the season. So, and then we talked about this last week. The Kamani Vidal versus Hassan Haskins.
Yeah.
And saw some big fab dropped both ways, and it appears that Evan guessed correct on that one. So congratulations on that, buddy. See if you can weather this Puka storm. Who knows how long he'll even be out. Sounds like it's only a low ankle. So
yeah, it's looking like, they have their so they played this week and they have their bye week. So I think there's probably a pretty good chance that he only misses one actual game. Obviously you kind of have to count in game, last game as a game going towards Evan's point total. But yeah, it doesn't look too serious, which is awesome for Ev. He now inevitably has to deal with just having him out of the lineup for 2 straight weeks. He was one of those anchors. They're hard to come by. He's got Josh on bye this week. So going to be a tough week for Ev, but he does have some nice pieces throughout. Like I said, Drake's coming through. Brees has gotten a ton of run. JK has been, a lot better than you would have expected him coming into the year. So we'll see how it goes. Anything can happen any given week. But back to Ben's team, this is one of those starts that I think if you're Ben, you're just so ecstatic. Not just 5-1. 5-1 is awesome for anyone, but the way that some of these games have played out, the production that he's gotten, he loses Lamar a couple weeks, doesn't matter. Bijan was on bye last week, didn't matter. Weeks when a lot of guys are kind of doing nothing for him, he gets 30 ball from Emeka. He's just it's been a nice sort of culmination of events week in and week out that's kind of gotten him on this 5-game winning streak. And the cherry on top is it's the team that Ben put together, where he acknowledged on the pod with Ken. I've been talking about is you draft this team, there's rookies on it. There's some guys that kind of need to work their way into the offense. And I don't think he was he probably in his wildest dreams didn't expect 5-1 the first 6 weeks as the team kind of rounded into shape. In spite of all that, it's been rounding into shape. It hasn't even peaked yet, and he's still 5-1. So just a really cool start for Ben. In that way, it's just one of those starts to a season where you're just look up and man, this is fun. And he does have the number 1 defense in the league. So kudos to Ben strapping up.
Yep. Look, it's
strapping up.
It's about wins, man. The year 2022, I think I had a similar situation to Ben. I think I was 9-5 or 10-4 that season, and by far the lowest point scored against me, and went all the way to the finals, and only lost that year because DeMar Hamlin died on the field. That's true.
I've heard that a few times. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Wins are wins, man.
We didn't mention on the opposite end, Graham, who has been historically great defensively the last few years, is off to a really rough start. He's getting poured on. He's got 755. I was the 170 ball doesn't help. that he got last week dropped on him. So
Yeah.
that definitely
That's
contributes.
tough.
But
That's
I do
tough.
the Shadow Brigade, 2 out of the last 3 games. We have Scatman and a great find that's rounded into form. Jahmyr Gibbs is obviously sick. Drake May is looking like he can be a high-end QB1 in the league. You got some wide receivers that are starting to get healthy, potentially. You got some things that I think are turning around. Are you feeling better right now than you have all season?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. I haven't felt horrible at any point throughout the season. You know, I don't have a great team per se compared to looking at your roster or in years past, just looking at this squad and being like, oh my gosh, how did I get so lucky with all these top 10 dudes? But I think that, I don't know, I just feel good. I think that the team's built with some high ceiling potential, and week to week, my hope moving forward, especially as these wide receivers get healthy, is I'll have one of my wide receiver, low end ones, mid 2s pop and just get the performances that I should be getting out of Gibbs and whatever. So kind of just gripping and ripping, holding on tight. We'll see what happens. Got to get through bye weeks next week and week 14. The rest of my team's on bye week 14. So let's hope that it's not a win and get in week for me.
I like it. I mean, it's looking good, man. I feel the vibes. Speaking of vibes, I just thought of an idea for a quick segment before we get to our next segment after this. It'll be a good contrast.
All right.
I want you from 5 to 1 to rank the best vibed teams. Just vibe. I'm talking vibes.
Yeah, just pure
You don't have to
vibes.
say, it doesn't have to be the best team or whatever.
No.
I'm just talking like vibes. The team
From 5 to 1.
Top 5 to 1.
Top 5 vibes.
So let's start with your number 5 most vibey team in the league right now.
Number 5 most vibe team in the league.
And sorry, I just threw this on him right now. This is unplanned. So
Here, talk for 30 seconds. I'll just do some math real quick.
Sam is okay. By the way, guys, so yesterday we had like a pretty intense rainstorm here for a while, and I was petrified because we still have both female mantises. They're there, and they weathered that storm. I was like looking every chance I could. These giant cosmoflowers are swaying left and right, almost going completely horizontal. Rain's pelting down, and they're just like anchored, sturdy, strong, steadfast, and no worse for the wear. Absolutely still thriving. Both of the females have pretty full abdomens. I think they're both pregnant. I only saw the one guy hit up the green female, but he might have double dutied it in the middle of the night because the brown one's starting to look prego Lego there too. So I'm hoping all things go well that in the next few days I go out there and they lay these like nests. They're like foamy, ping bally sized white egg sacs, and they find something sturdy. So they'll probably look for the base of the cosmoflower stalk to lay it, or the nearby bottom of the palm tree. But my eyes are peeled. I'm looking for it at all times. I'm like really captivated by that. So anyways, that's the latest Mantis check, Mantis update.
Mantis.
Sam, there we go. Vibes?
Let's get some vibes, guys. Come with me to the vibe room. Checking in at number 6 because I am going to go the top 6.
Oh, nice. A 6-pack of vibes
It's
brought to you by
6-pack of vibes.
Miller Lite.
Brought to you by Zima this week.
Oh, Zima. Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you pull that sponsorship off?
They reached out and then I said, sure.
You said sure.
Yeah.
Didn't run that one by me. Okay.
I know. I'm sorry, man.
Okay. All right.
But
Number 6.
Free Zima for life.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Number 6 is none other than the Lukening. Luke all the way from Japan with some vibes. And look, when you were...
Is he big in Japan?
Yeah. No,
Yes.
I think
verified.
I just checked Wikipedia
Sure.
for the most up-to-date measurements, and he is big in Japan. Yeah.
Did Ken ever get back to us on if Fred was big in Japan?
No, Taiwan, I think.
Oh, it was Taiwan.
Yeah, no, I don't
still
think he
no?
got back to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jury's still out.
Jury's still out. But look, anytime that Baker Mayfield's on your team,
That's a good
you
point.
got vibes. I mean,
Vibe
Baker's just vibes. George Pickens brings vibes. They're not always good vibes.
They are vibes.
Sometimes those vibes
Yeah.
are not good vibes. But
Sure.
but yeah,
Okay.
so
Luke at 6. Who we got at 5?
Luke is at 6. At 5, Poetic Justice. Jason.
That's a good answer.
Last week they weren't vibing too much, but after that hot start, that vibey start, the vibes got kind of bad in the locker room. But dudes are vibing now.
Yeah.
And really JT is just a vibe. Like
talking about big in
he's
Japan.
like got the bottles and like sunglasses going.
He's vibing.
He's vibing.
I love that.
Checking in at number 4, we got to go with Springfield. So a lot of vibes happening up there in
Low key,
Set It
under
and
the radar
Forget It.
vibes.
Yeah. Set it and forget it. Bring in the vibes. Spring's just vibing. You know, we talked about his team a little bit earlier. Got some good vibes. Got some good structure going on there. Great locker room vibes.
I mean, even after a loss. So it's kind of like a guy that just got laid off and he's going home and he hops in the shower and he looks down and he's got plenty of stuff to be happy about and he just feels good.
Yeah, you went an interesting way with that.
Yeah.
I was going to think he got laid off, but on the way home, he was just sort of smiling and like listening to music in the car. And he gets home, and it turns out he lives on a lake, and he just like goes into the boathouse and
Turns out he's a trust fund baby.
Yeah, and he's like fishing, and he's like, I hated that job anyways. So good vibes there. We are going to venture into our division now, and we got to give some good vibes to Ben and his team. Bijan.
Oh, at 3? I was thinking you're going to go 1 for him.
No,
Okay.
We're going 3. I mean, he's vibing for sure. Real good vibes.
I guess a little less vibey with a Mecca hammy. Maybe it's a week or 2
got
he's out.
injured, and
AJ
like
sucks.
AJ's still like sitting in a corner with a hood over his face. We're not quite
Lamar's
sure.
on bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lamar's on bye and injured. So
I don't think any of that matters for Ben, but
no, but
he's still
that's-
going to win.
The vibes are good.
Yeah, but
you know?
still the
And
vibes.
it's that 5
it's
and
still
1.
top 3 vibes. Yeah.
Ben's team is the 2010 Nuggets after they traded Carmelo Anthony, and they still won 53 games and were like the 2 or 1 seed that year in the.
Was that Ty Lawson?
It was Ty Lawson, Wilson Chamberlain,
Wilson
Danilo
Chandler?
Wilson Chandler, yeah. Wilson Chandler, Wilson Chamberlain.
That was a Danilo Gallinari. That was a fun 2K team.
Danilo, yeah.
That was a really
I think
fun.
that was JaVale McGee's first stint with the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So a young
was vibey.
Nikola.
That was a vibey team.
Moving on. Number two in the vibes. We got to go with the Unseen Blade. Excuse me. The Unseen Blade. Vibing, obviously. And how are they not vibing? All the points being scored. Teams getting stronger every week. Get to insert Rashi into the lineup this week and see what that's all about. But honestly, the vibes are purely because of JSN.
He's got good vibes.
He's just got all the vibes.
He's pretty
Sam
good.
Darnold. I mean, so
Definitely not because of Brock Bowers. That was a good first pick.
yeah, but like Brock Bowers is like in the corner on his crutches, sort of like like everyone's vibing. And then number 1, we got to go with the outlier.
That's good. Yeah, that's true.
He's vibing. Brendan's hosting a party with people cycling through, bringing different guests every week, and it's just the music is always bumping, the appetizers are always on point, and they're just vibing down there. So
Anyone is welcome. I feel like at Brendan's vibe.
Oh, yeah.
His vibe tribe, his party.
yeah, it's a vibe tribe. That's a great way to put
There's
it.
no discrimination. Come one, come all.
Yep.
Your shape, size, occupation, race, gender, vibes out like a maniac.
There's a silent disco happening at his party, but there's also music playing. It's so cool.
All right, there you go. A 6-pack of vibes brought to you by
Zima.
Zima. Exactly.
And check the fridge. You're going to need another one.
Love it. I just threw that on you because I wanted to get your vibe meter, vibe check, see if we can pass the vibe check here so we can keep things a little bit more positive because inevitably at this point in the show, there is a slight dip in the
vibes.
previously mentioned vibes department, right?
Yeah.
That is because, as has become tradition, we are on a righteous crusade to help our fellow man get to a good place mentally. I know it's been easy for me to preach this because of the fortune that has been bestowed upon me, but I still do have a deep care and empathy for our friends and comrades. And so because of that, we, of course, have our beautiful, spacious room where we welcome people in need of some positive reinforcement. In order to get there, you need to land on the suicide watch list. And this week, as has semi become tradition, I must welcome back my friend Griffin Hunter. You are on the week 7 suicide watch list. maybe the time is coming to an end here. I'm hoping for you that it is. It has been a rough go of things. 1-5. It has looked bleak. It has looked bleak, but you're riding these rough waters. How does the saying go? Smooth waters don't make for good sailors, or something like that. Some combination of that.
When the ocean's rocking and you come a knocking.
Come on in, Griff. I guess I don't know if you haven't even left yet, but find the pastries, find the coffee, make yourself at home. I think you have a new buddy to kind of wrap your arm around and sing the Bonnie Blues with. So come on in, Griff. Welcome to the Suicide Watch.
And for our next guest that we'll be welcoming, someone who was somewhat of a mainstay on the list at this point last year.
This is a Suicide Watch celebrity?
It's a Suicide Watch celebrity. His name is in the Suicide Watch list, Ring of Fame. We did remodel the room in the off season, so it will be.
They hung up his cardigan in the rafters.
His cards up in the rafters. Yeah, it's him. And
they hung up the sign-in sheet that has his name on it every day.
Yeah, the chair with his ass indent is hanging from the ceiling. But Ken, we got to welcome you back to the room. 6 weeks, made it to week 7 without being on the list, which I think is great. I think no one wants to be on this list, but hot start. I knew you were really stoked about your team coming out of the draft. Things seem to be unraveling a little bit heading into the halfway point of the season. The unfortunate injury to Garrett Wilson, the 67 points scored in week 6, having a really good shot, I think, at winning Monday night against Ben, and the Debo James Cook connection not being able to show up, I think combining for just over 10 points is real tough. The running back situation's bleak. So not to harp on it, buddy, but come on in, grab a seat next to Hunter. You're playing me this week. So probably this duct tape together team is going to score 120 points. We'll see. You've got the opportunity to put me right back on the list, man. But here we are.
Come on in, Ken. Come on in. So I'm looking at the points against, and you've now landed yourself squarely in the middle.
Yeah.
So maybe it's starting to balance out a little bit.
Slow down a little bit for sure.
So I don't know if it's an automatic 120 anymore. Or is it? Is it still an automatic 120?
It might not be. It's sort of up and down, I would say. It's 1 week.
How's your defense feeling this week? I don't care about how you feel like your team is going to perform. I'm saying defensively, are you feeling like you're going to lock up this week?
I think my defense is feeling pretty solid, pretty solid this week. I think my team was honorable mention Vibe Tribe in a previous segment.
Sure.
So I do feel that the defense is in a better position this week than it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Ken is rolling out potentially. Do you think he'll start Blake Corum? I mean, I think Blake Corum's questionable himself. So
Blake Corum plays.
Is there anyone on the wire?
We'll just have to see.
Devontae Smith. Debo is looking
DeMercado
slowed down. DeMercado?
If he picks him up, I think he's available.
Okay.
The Devontae Smith against a real tough secondary. Devontae Adams probably in for a smash spot with Puka out. Herbie's got a tough matchup, I think, this week against the Colts. Jordan Mason, if he can do half of what Scattaboo did last week against the Eagles, then that'll be solid. So never good, though, when this is just my opinion, and I'm, feel free to shove it up my ass, but never good when you're rolling out 2 tight ends. Especially when neither of those tight ends are top 12
the tight end stack. Yeah. Is he actually rolling out Jake Tonges? How do you pronounce his name? Tonges?
He's been a good start with Kittle out except for last week. So I don't know. I think Fannon's a better start there. And clearly you got to throw in Keenan Allen or even Luther ahead of one of those guys. But we'll see what he does.
Anyone's game. Defensively, I feel like this is a smash spot for Griff Springfield, which I got this week. So it's been a good start for me. I feel like I'm live, but I feel like this is the week Griffin puts me back in my place. Gives me a short-lived diamond run. All right, Mila. Hey, I know, girl. I know. Here, come on.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy. I think Rico Dowdle has played himself into a pretty heavy role there. The team. This is what I was hoping would happen with the Panthers, is that they would turn things around. They kind of did it last year, late in the year. Rico maybe seems to be the missing spark. Taking out Dallas last week is pretty sweet. Bryce looks like he's going to catch a start this week with young Ev. So maybe things are turning around there. How do you not keep riding the dude that has put together 430 plus yards from the line of scrimmage in 2 weeks?
Selfishly, obviously, I'm hoping that, but I guess they've come out and say it's going to be a 50-50 split. Rico's earned that. They did pay Chuba, but yeah, the offense, albeit against a couple bad defenses.
That's true.
That being said, Rico's run really hard. And it's a running style that I hadn't seen. Chuba's was solid too, so not taking nothing away from him. But yeah, there looks like there's just more juice, and we'll see how they do it. I hope he takes the reins and it's more than 50-50, but who knows? I could really go for having 30 points from Rico Dowdle every single week. So
Rico Dowdle being the RB1, yeah.
RB1 overall, yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Sick.
Something tells me that's not super likely, but it hasn't not happened yet. So
remind me, did you pick Rico up from Fab, or was he just a free pickup?
No, I drafted him.
You drafted Rico.
Yeah.
All right.
Drafted him and Benson.
There you go.
There we go. You read about it on the write-up. I knew Dowdle's going to score 30 back-to-back weeks. I knew that all the way back in June, really. My scouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioning something about that on draft weekend. So this is going to be the steal of the draft. Watch this.
I would love to just have an RB2 be a surefire RB1, as most people would. And I'm looking around the league, and I feel like where once we saw a little bit more balance across lineups in the beginning of the season, I now see a lot of potential spots where people could reinforce. And I think we're at the point of the year where, with bye weeks in full effect, with injuries, you can kind of see what people need. Luckily for the people, you and I happen to double as matchmakers.
Yeah, we moonlight as matchmakers.
We moonlight as matchmakers, which mean if you pay attention here, you might find someone that you might have a good time with if you took them home after a night out. So, Sam, give the people a little explanation of the segment that we're about to run.
Boys, we are doing a new segment called
The Perfect Match.
The Perfect Match. That's right. That is what it's called. And in this segment, yours truly will be playing matchmakers. We will be taking turns interviewing league members and listening to a little bit about what these league members maybe desire. And we'll be setting them up with another league member.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we didn't mention this at the top, but we are on a little bit of a time crunch, per usual. Classic. So this is the time of the show where we mention that time crunch, but it's less for you guys and more for us to remember that we need to get through these segments
move.
So that we can get to the next obligations we have in life. So, Sam, I'm just talking to you now. Hopefully I don't hear. Let's make sure we don't go too overboard with each of these little pairings.
Put 10 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds on the clock. So I'll start. Okay. I'll start. And I'm going to start with the outlier. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to start with Brendan. I have tons of vibes. Aplenty. I'm doing well. I'm doing good for myself. I don't need no woman. I'm a strong, independent man. But if I were to kind of entertain seeing someone, I wouldn't mind potentially a little bit of love in the wide receiver or flex department. So, matchmaker, if you can think of anything to do with the flex or wide receiver, can you send someone my way? You know, I would even say potentially a running back, RB3-ish, so anything in that realm. But I'm thinking maybe wide receiver could kind of really suit me. Not that I need him.
Yeah.
But as an accessory.
You know, I think Vibey outlier, you should go look at another Vibey team here.
Vibes.
I think you should go check out the Golden Age.
Mr. Ben?
I think you should check out the Golden Age. I think that there's some deals that can be done here. You know, I think that there's a flex to be traded. You know, maybe a running back for a wide receiver situation, or, you know, you can get a little freaky with each other.
What happens when two incredibly vibey people have a few drinks out at the bar? What doesn't happen?
Well, I can tell you it doesn't happen.
All right, Ben and the outlier. And for the purpose of the segment, we're actually not going to reveal the trade specifically, because that gets too far into the weeds. We're just saying on paper, hey, we think there's some potential here for you guys to really hit it off. You could smash or pass, but at least give it a shot. At least talk to each other, okay? All right. Yeah. Oh, we should have played Smash or Pass. That'd be hilarious.
Smash or Pass. Yeah. Well, next week we'll do that.
We could pivot and do Smash or Pass here, where we just like, I'm looking for someone and you just name someone and I say pass or I say smash.
And we move on to the next one. All right, let's do that.
Do you want to pivot? Yeah. All right. We're pivoting this section. So, okay, for the purpose of that first one, I'm the outlier. I'm going to smash Golden Age.
You're smashing.
I'll smash. Yeah, I'm going to smash. I'll smash Golden Age.
All right.
Does that work?
Yeah. Congrats. Yeah, have fun tonight, guys.
I've had a few. Okay, smash or pass. Perfect. So now you can pick the next. And I'll present you with a couple suitors. You can smash or pass.
All right. Let's go Casey's $1,500 team.
Okay. So what do you, Casey's $1,500 team?
Obviously,
I see you're good looking gentleman. What do you, you've got a couple
Yeah.
studly parts of yourself. I'm not going to mention what parts, but
thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I do have some parts severely lacking, and I would like to address those situations.
Okay. Well, can I interest you? In my friend who's had a rough go of the scene lately, but he's known to kind of churn and burn in some areas that you're lacking.
Oh, okay.
He can help you out.
I'm interested.
He's not just a skeleton. He's actually a skeleton with flesh layered on top of it. We call him the meat-coated skele. His name is Graham Simmons.
Not the meat-coated skele.
It's, I kid you not, there's a meat-coated skele there. And, you know, we call his goods the stable. Not to insinuate that his goods are stable like. You can use your imagination there, especially on a night out. But I think if you guys lined up a little conversation across a small dimly lit table with a couple strong dirty martinis in front of you, that you could find your way to the path of least resistance for improving your odds. What do you say?
You know,
smash or pass?
There's so many fish in the sea.
You're going to pass on
Pass.
me? Wow. All right.
Pass.
Okay. Don't ever talk to me again. I didn't want you anyways, and you're overcompensating for certain things. So, yeah, I'm a matchmaker. I thought that was good. You want me to give you another option?
Yes, please. What am I paying you for?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, listen, we can't always be huge in Japan, but sometimes a good 6 does the trick. Okay. And so, you know, whether it's an easy 6 or a hard 6, doesn't matter. Either way, it can get the job done. So I got this buddy. He's 6 the hard way.
The hard way.
The hard way. Didn't come easy. Didn't come easy.
Wow.
He's definitely lengthy in Laos. And he has some riches down there that I think can help you out. His name is Big Trip. We don't call him Big Trip for nothing. You don't want to be next to him at the trough, okay?
Very intrigued. Would love to smash.
Okay. There we go. Hey, make it happen. Make it happen. Casey and Trip. Go find
Casey and Trip.
Go
Have
find
fun
yourself
tonight. Who's paying for the drinks? That's the question.
All right. So my next guy,
Yep.
he's well, I don't want to say he's a little bit nerdy, but he's still a proud, strong father and husband, but he loves himself some data. Okay. So if you can a way to peel back the layers of data from him, you really might be able to form a genuine connection.
Yeah.
Okay. It's my friend Kendall Cook, and he's looking for a partner that can help him out, I think, with some backs. Okay.
You know, so
with some backs there.
I
Do you have anyone in mind?
I do. And, I know that we just scorned the meat-coated skelly. I know that the skeleton's in the corner rubbing its meat. Is that, I don't know. Anyways.
Everywhere's meat, I think.
Yeah, that's
just the general word for everything.
Yes. Sort of like hugging himself.
Yes.
But I think that there could be
hugging
something.
Himself?
Yeah,
he's in the room?
He was, comforting himself from the rejection. But I think there could be something there.
He's going to have my head for this, by the way.
Yeah.
That rejection. So thank you.
Yeah.
Meat-coated skelly. Hey, you know what? There's nothing we like more than a comeback story, and sometimes a good rebound does some good things for the mental. So, I'll smash, I'll smash the meat-coated skelly. So, figure it out. I think there's a way to figure that out.
I really do.
Meat-coated skelly and no pride, no data. Sometimes personalities have to, sometimes people open up after a few drinks. So maybe that'll be the key. But yeah, I do feel like a woman scorned a little bit, but sometimes a woman scorned is a little bit more loosey-goosey. So yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah, I don't want to get too into it because I'm playing the beat down data man this week, but I really do think there's something there.
I love it. All right, so we've got 3 people smashing so far. So we just got a couple more potentially, but you don't have to.
Let's do 2 more.
Your body, your choice. Two
Let's
more.
do 2
Okay.
more.
So line someone up.
I'm looking at
I'll give you a potential suiter. You tell me if you'll smash or pass.
I'm looking at the Titan Reaper. Man who's known great heights, but might need one more piece to get over the edge, especially with this Puka injury.
Okay.
Maybe looking for
what's he
a little bit higher floor in the running back situation.
Okay. What's he like? What is the Titan Reaper like? What's his personality like?
He's like really outgoing, personable, stone cold killer. Literal killer.
Okay.
Yeah. But a good time.
He's a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But body's in the fridge.
All right. So it sounds like you need someone that has some options here. Someone that has some options, can kind of fill in the gaps for him, at least short term, sort of temporarily. I think I got someone for you. You might not be expecting it, honestly, and he might have to bet a little bit on some upside here. But I got a guy. He fancies himself a poet. Mila, don't knock the thing down, please. Let's just not do that. Okay. All right. She's good. No justice, no peace. Mr. Jason Gregory, Poetic Justice. Oh. He's a really good guy. Okay. He's got his head on his shoulders. He's been around the block, had a kind of a down stretch, but he's rebounded. He's found himself. He got the help he needed. And, he's got a few pieces to work with potentially. So if you're willing to kind of take a chance on some guys that haven't peaked quite yet, but have potential, I have a couple of those guys that I could sort of help out in exchange for maybe some higher upside guys on your team.
You know, I when I first walked in this bar,
yeah,
I saw Poetic Justice. I'm playing Evan now. I saw the poet sitting over there, and I have to imagine it. I have to admit that it was not someone that I really considered. Mm-hmm. But now that you've presented him to me, I think it might be a smash.
So I'm not sure. He's not your normal type?
He's not my normal type. I'm not into writers usually.
You need a couple of very strong Long Island iced teas.
I'm the Titan Reaper. All right.
That's true.
Yeah.
You like to dominate.
I'm not Emily Dickinson here. I'm looking for my Khal Drogo. But
You'll
when
do it?
in Rome.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We got to smash. I love it. Got to smash. All right. Let's finish it off and then we'll cap out this
last
episode.
one quickly. Let's just venture into the room real quick. Let's get both of them. Hunter, custom made. Got a team that's coming back together. Potentially on paper, a top heavy team. That wide receiver room looking large. But
Shoot. So you're going to give me someone for Hunter because I'm supposed to decide this one, smash or pass.
All right. I'll run this whole one by myself. Well, Hunter, you came to the right guy. So I'm giving you someone for Hunter.
Yes.
Well,
my guy Hunter.
Well, Mr. Hunter.
He's smart. He's strong-willed. He's independent. He sticks to his guns. So you need to be able to handle that. Okay.
Yes. And I think, Mr. Hunter, man, I think that I might have 6 inches of American justice lined up for you as well.
This guy gets around.
This, 6 the hard way. They don't say it's the easy way. It's the hard way. You have any interest?
Oh my gosh, dude, that is a good looking 6. I'll tell you that. There is some eye candy there. That is a strong man as well. That's a strong man. I had a buddy. His name is Jordan Randall. Back in college, not the largest in vertical stature, I would say, but that didn't deter him from what he called climbing the tree or climbing the mountain.
Climbing the mountain.
And I look at 6 the hard way, and that's what I see. I see a monumental mountain to climb. Hey, and I'm not one that backs down from challenges. So for that reason, I'm going to pass. Don't come at me with that BS offer.
Wow.
Yeah. We're
letting
letting
me
it
go in there in the
ride.
first half.
I'm passing. I'm passing, and whoever told you to come my way, fire him.
So you would not
Delete
even
your
like
account.
any other
Deactivate
options.
your account.
You don't even want any other options.
I don't really want any other options.
What are you doing at the speed
passing.
dating session then? You came here just to tell people
my
no?
agent told me there was an opportunity here, and so I showed up.
All right.
Pass. Hard pass.
And pass on anyone that I'm going to throw your name.
Pass.
Golden Age.
Pass.
Okay. Poetic Justice.
Pass.
Custom made.
Ooh.
Oh, can he find a trade with himself?
I'll smash.
All right.
Smash.
All right. Well, that was a new segment
Called the Perfect Smash.
called the Perfect Smash, otherwise known as Trade Partners,
Smash
aka
or pass.
making it up as we
Smash
go.
or pass. Yeah, that was, sorry. I threw that one on you as well.
No, I love
We
it.
kind of just made that
That's great.
happen last second.
It's great.
So,
It's great.
I like to spring things on you spontaneously
It's good to think on your feet on camera, live.
to get away from the little preparation that we actually do.
Really do it on the fly. I hope we win an Emmy for this podcast. That'd be fantastic. Or an Academy Award.
Oh, man. Could you imagine that? I'll smash that Academy Award for sure.
Pass.
Smash.
And that brings us to our final segment. I got to get home
Yes,
to
you do.
relieve the nanny. I got 5 minutes to get through this.
5 minutes. So the biggest game of your biggest
Yeah.
moment in your professional life, biggest game. How does the quote go?
I don't know. We don't have
5
time.
minutes. So Brennan knows. What is it,
Brennan,
Brennan?
drop it in the chat. All right.
Any given Sunday.
You have honors. You start.
Okay. So
10 seconds on the clock.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down to, oh man. I'm going to go down to Custom Made and Titan Reaper. And this one looks really tough for Evan. So this might be low hanging fruit, but I'm going to go Custom Made over Evan
Let's go, Hunter.
because of this Josh.
This Josh
Yeshua
Allen situation.
and Puka.
Bryce for 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to Ted again. I'll take it all day. Let's go, Evan. All right. I'm going up to another close matchup here. The Golden Age. Can he stay hot against the meat-coated Skelly? Looking to bounce back. And you know what? I think he can. I think
Do you
he
look
can.
at Ben's team right now? You just like look at it and you're like, that team's going to pop off.
No, I just look at Bijan. I look at Bijan and Quinshawn against Miami, and I think like that's a 50-point floor right there.
A 50-point floor. What's the
Quinshawn and
ceiling?
Bijan
What's the ceiling if it's a 50-point floor?
for those two. Oh, dude, millions,
Hundreds?
millions, millions. 200, 300.
Bijan and Quinshawn as a running back duo. Smash or pass?
Oh, smash all day.
Okay.
Smash twice, 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Whoa, okay, don't get ahead of yourself.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm going Ben.
All right. So I got Graham. Let's go. Let's turn the ship around. I could appreciate Ben getting a loss for the division standings. So
Ben's my pick to win the
let's
division.
make it happen. It's a good pick. Smart, shrewd pick. He was my pick for last. And that's not looking too hot. Let's go, Ben. All right. I'll venture down to Casey's $1,500 team and the Lucaning. And Casey's got Woody Marks back on the lineup. Kareem Hunt. Wow, there's something spicy about Casey's team right now that looks like it's going to be pretty competitive. That said, I'm going to go with Luke. I'm just still bitter at Casey for beating me. So I'm going to go ahead and take Luke. 5-2 for Luke would be a pretty sick start.
There we go. All right. That leaves us with 3 more matchups to pick. And
Math.
I'm going to look at the outlier versus the poetic justice. And the question here is
First town battle of Pike Bros.
Pike Bros, Chaptown.
How much do you think that combined they contribute annually to Pike in charitable donations?
Lots.
In the thousands?
A lot of money. Definitely in the thousands.
I got a call from Pike
Really?
a couple months ago.
Did you hang up?
I didn't take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take
But
it.
I also got a call from Chapman last week.
Weird.
The fund, the little.
Yeah, they know not to.
I get hit. I
contact
got
me.
hit by him every year. You know, I worked for them for a semester.
For
the
Chapman?
people that called and asked for donations.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Just like I didn't know that you
learn
went on a
something
date with
every day.
Sophia Noble that night before. Yeah.
Yeah, I got smacked in the face the next week. Booyah.
Game. All right. Who are you picking? The poet. I do like this. The poet nickname now.
The poet. And you
The
know
poet's
it.
a sick nickname
Can he
for
stay
Jay.
hot? Can Daniel Jones keep a hot hand against the Chargers? And I'm going with you, Jay. Let's go. The
go, B.
poet stays hot.
Let's go be the outlier. All right. So what do we have left? We have our matchups.
Yep.
Our matchups. Okay. So I'm going to go to your matchup and I'm going to go ahead and take the Shadow Brigade over No Pride, No Data. Things the trajectory doesn't necessarily scream upwards for Kendall. So I'm going to ride where I feel like the momentum is and I'll take you.
Damn, dude. I was going to turn over a new leaf and picking my own team moving forward and not trying to reverse jinx myself, but so it goes. Anyways, 6 the hard way, Unseen Blade, probably the preeminent matchup of the week in terms of expected points. Rashi slides into the lineup with a favorable matchup against the Raiders. I got to go with you. Too many questions about Mike Evans. Ashton Genty has a tough matchup against KC this week.
How
Let's
about
go.
Josh Jacobs against Arizona and Javonte at home against Washington?
Nah.
What about Jaden against Dallas?
Can't do
Okay.
it.
All right.
Can't do it.
What about where do you see this Rico Chuba thing actually landing this week?
That's a great question.
Do you
50-50, I think.
I feel like Rico's got a good chance to get in the end zone.
Yeah, that's exactly
Even if
what
he
I was
doesn't
thinking.
have, like,
I think Rico's
20
got
touches.
a 15-point floor. It's not going to be a QB1 numbers out of Rico anymore, but they
Damn.
they
so
got to give
no
him
more
the ball.
30-point games. This could be the beginning of the end.
It's not, dude. It's the beginning of the
It's
beginning.
Mason Taylor season. No,
Yeah.
no Garrett Wilson.
It's the beginning of the beginning.
Get healthy, Brock. Please come back. Please don't let me. If I have to watch another full Jets game, hoping Mason Taylor, and I didn't even want to start him, but with Garrett Wilson out, I feel like
You had to.
I feel like he should get a lot of looks, but man, watching the Jets is so
Brutal.
so miserable. Okay. That was Gambler's Alley brought to you by Captain Morgan Limebite. Sam is on the way out of here. He is dadding like he was born in a dad factory. So he's got to watch
Gotta
out for
bounce.
his little girl, Scarlett.
Got to go
While
bounce. Yeah.
Mommy is recharging R&R in Europe.
R&R in Rome. Well, thanks for watching, everyone, and listening. Ken, I appreciate your notes on the last podcast. I think we're going to hold off on the background music this
we?
week. I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea.
I thought we were just going to maybe potentially change the gradient.
Change it up. Well,
We'll see.
we'll see.
Hey, feedback is welcome, even if it's constructive. We
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Honestly,
So,
100%.
yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Ben, please, you missed your emojis the last couple weeks. You might have just missed the podcast overall, which is probably more likely. But make sure you drop that. What was it?
Cheese and a pumpkin.
Pumpkin, yes. Cheese and a pumpkin, Ben. We appreciate. Love you all. Good luck to everyone except for you, Springfield. Please, I need this. I'm dying for that 6-1, man. And you don't need it as bad as I do. Good luck to everyone on your part except for.
Good luck to everyone except for you, Ken. You're not getting out of the room. Not this week.
Womp, womp, womp. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.